Hello guys and dolls, how are you? I hope you are well. So, it was 100 and something degrees. I don't know what's happening with Missouri lately, but we usually get a reprieve from the crazy weather, and we ain't getting no reprieve. We're going to get a little bit of a break later next week because storms are coming, but so the weather's going to be a little bit more reasonable, but it's just been a nightmare. So, anyway. So I want to tell you about this true story. It's a documentary, criminal documentary. As you guys know, I'm really into that. Because I'm crazy. I'm just kidding. Or am I? Let me fix my pillow. So there was a couple. True story. I don't remember what state this happened in, but if you research it, I'm sure you will find out what state it happened in. So they met each other, and they were getting along really well. And of course, they're doing their thing, you know, intimacy and all that. And like a lot of women, she's not using protection. Why? I have no idea. Your partner may not be monogamous, okay? Your partner might have something. You could get pregnant. I mean, use birth control, people. There's tons and tons and tons and tons of birth control out there. There is no excuse. So anyway, regardless, everything is going well, but there were red flags. For example, he never wanted her to meet his mom, and they were together for a couple years, which is really weird, right? So she's like, well, you know, I'd like to meet your mom. Oh, you know, it's too soon, and there's just so much drama with the family right now, and it's just not a good idea, and this and that and the other. So she thought that was weird, but whatever excuse he gave was like super lame. But she was okay with it because she said, well, you know, that makes sense. Girl, that's a red flag, okay, honey? So, you know, they're laying in bed, and at one point he said, I want to leave my mark on you. Even if we don't last as a couple, I want to leave my mark on you. She never questioned that. She was just thought it was odd. But she never questioned it. That's humongous red flag number 2. Okay? So what happened was, his name, and I'm hoping I can pronounce it correctly, his name is Karim Zakikani. Zakikani. The real reason why he didn't want to introduce her to his mom is because he was already married. That's the real reason. Not the bullshit he gave you, but the real reason. He was married. So they eventually, he started to distance himself. Okay, let me backtrack. Okay, so what happened was, she started getting really sick. And this is how devious, and this is how diabolical these narcissistic people are. I told you they were poisonous. I wasn't joking. They are poison. And the acting would make Hollywood go, damn, well, damn. That's how freaking fake and convincing their acting is. So she started getting sick. Doctors weren't having a clue. They didn't understand what was wrong. She had to go to a couple of different doctors, and they ran tests, and they're like, we have no idea what's going on. We have no idea. She started losing weight. Her hair started falling out. She was coughing. She started getting skin lesions, and finally, you know, she had to get admitted into ICU. And so in the meantime, they're researching, he's helping her research on the computer what could be wrong with her. Well, it could be leukemia. It could be this. No, it's not this disease because you don't have those symptoms and da 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 da. He sat there at every single doctor's visit, rubbing her arm, holding her hand. We're going to get through this together, babe. He literally sat there with the laptop, researching and listening to every word the doctor said. Like, okay, yeah, we need to get to the bottom of this. He's just so caring and he's so concerned. Well, when she ended up in the ICU, that's when some doctor finally pulled his head out and said, "We hate to tell you this, but you have HIV." And she's like, "That can't be possible. I've been with the same person. I've been faithful, and I've been with the same person for 2 years." They're like, "We're sorry, but we ran the test." She said, "Maybe you made a mistake on the test." They're like, "No, we ran that test a couple of times. You are HIV positive." She knew she was faithful, so she confronted him like, "What is all this?" He's like, "What are you talking about?" "What do you mean, what am I talking about? I was faithful to you." "Well, she said, "Don't lie to me. I'm laying here in the ICU. You're watching me dying. And I have HIV. You better talk, and you better talk now." And then he starts crying and all this other. And no tears were coming. It was all, I mean, come on, bro. Seriously? So he had the nerve, the audacity to tell her, after he deliberately gave her HIV, "I don't know what you're so upset for. I didn't rape you." I I I don't even know what to say to that. Around the same time, she had talked to his wife. I think she found her online and started talking to her. And the wife was like, "Oh yeah, I have HIV too." And then one thing led to another, led to another, led to another. And the woman that was in ICU, she discovered that there were at least 12 women that she knows of that he had deliberately given HIV to. Because he lied and said, that he had an HIV test and it was negative. And I'm like, girl, if you don't see the test, okay? Yeah. So he served a 30-year sentence for deliberately infecting women with HIV, which is basically an attempted murder. If their body doesn't respond to medication, what do you think is going to happen? Or if they couldn't afford to go to the doctor and it eventually turned into AIDS, that's never a good thing. He served a 30-year sentence. He had told her, "I want to leave my mark on you." He wasn't kidding. He wasn't kidding. You should have stopped everything. First of all, you shouldn't be doing somebody without protection unless y'all are married and y'all trying to have kids. But he was a hoe bag, so he was sleeping with every damn body and deliberately giving them HIV. And had the nerve, the audacity to say, "Well, I don't know what you're so upset for. I didn't rape you." They can justify literally anything. They can justify anything. It's disgusting. It's despicable. It's mind-blowing. It's diabolical. It's insidious. And the act. "Oh, we're going to get through this together. It's okay. We're going to get to the bottom of this." Now you're going to be someone's bottom in prison. How's that? Okay? Bottom is a term, in case y'all don't know. That, okay, so in the gay community, which he's not gay, but he's going to be, there's tops or bottoms. Tops is the person who is giving, if you know what I mean, and the bottom is the one receiving, if you catch my drift. One's the catcher, one's the receiver. Okay? But he basically justified it. All of that work and effort that he put into playing on the computer, doing all this fake research, trying to throw her for a tizzy, watching her get sicker and sicker and sicker and sicker, and then trying to gaslight her into these different diseases. It could be leukemia. It could be this or that. No, it might not be this because you don't have those symptoms. But he's trying to scramble her brains. This is why I tell y'all, be careful and take your time when you're getting involved with people. Take your time. Don't let them speed things up. And that is the numero uno thing that a narcissist does. They speed things up. They go as fast as humanly possible. We got to go with 0 to 1,000 in 2 seconds flat. Okay, this is what we got to do. We known each other for a week. I'm in love with you. I mean, I've never felt this way about anyone before. There's just something about you that just blows my mind completely, and I love you. And I know that's inappropriate. It's so early, but I can't help how my heart feels. They're so full of shit. Take your time. Take your time. Get to know people. If they want to speed things up, slow it down. Slow it down. Okay? For those of you that have never seen Lee Hammock on YouTube, Hammock, it is also called mental healness. Heal, Healness. Mental healness. Go ahead and check him out. He is a self-aware narcissist. If you're in the North Carolina area, he will be in, I want to say Durham, North Carolina, soon. I'm nowhere near North Carolina, so I can't go see him. But I never, if someone were to ever tell me, one day you're going to be cool with a guy on YouTube who's a narcissist, I would have said, you smoking something, and whatever it is, you need to quit. Because that ain't never going to happen. He is actually likable. But I'm also not married to him. Someone else is. So when he goes through his narcissistic wackadooness, Delaney has to tolerate that, nor she don't have to. She could easily tell him one day, you know what, I'm done. I'm sick of this crap, which she has left him before. I almost knocked you over. Sorry about that. But she's a sweetheart. She's she's real pretty. They've got 2 kids, or excuse me, 1, 2, 3 kids, and she has left him a long time ago with the baby, who's no longer a baby, I don't think. And she said, you're a narcissist. And he said, you're a narcissist. And then she walked out the door. And he's like, you know what? I know there's always been something going on with me, so let me research it, because maybe she's onto something. I'll never admit it to her, but maybe she's onto something. On the computer. And he had almost every symptom. He's been in psychotherapy for going on 5 years. I'm very, very, very proud of him. Okay. I spar back and forth with him, and I said something off the wall about narcs, and he puts a sad face, and I said, hey, not you, because you are trying to get better. You are in therapy. I'm not talking about people that are going to therapy and trying to get better. I'm talking about narcs that are cocky and arrogant, like, I'm a narc, deal with it. Or you're a narc, I'm not. Or whatever their issue is. He takes responsibility. Is he still a narcissist? Yes. Does he still have twisted thoughts sometimes? Yes. But the psychotherapy gives him the tools that he needs to be more empathetic, to communicate better, to take responsibility for his actions. It's basically made him a better person. Okay? But so many of them are vicious, and they just don't care. because a lot of them, their lives are going exactly the way they want it to go. When they die, they'll go straight to hell, and your perks that you're enjoying now will no longer exist. So good for you. But enjoy your perks now. But when you die and go to hell, because that's where all of y'all are headed, because you refuse to get help, you just enjoy destroying other people, you're going to get yours. Karma, 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 karma. It's coming for your ass. But anyway, there's another guy that he's friends with that is also, there's Cluster B Milkshake. She is a narcissist, female narcissist on YouTube. Educates about narcissism. His other friend is Ben something. I don't know his name, last name. But he is also a self-aware narcissist, and they have compared notes, and they're all teaching people about, this is what you need to look out for, this is what you need to avoid, you know, this is what narcissism is, this is the kind of stunts we pull, and this is, you know, how it is, you know, so that's good. And it's kind of, the narcs that I've known, they don't really laugh very often, because they're so miserable, they really are. And they make everyone else's life miserable too. But, you know, Lee has a funny sense of humor, and he starts laughing at his own jokes. And when I first started seeing him laugh, I was kind of thrown by it, because a lot of times they don't do that. They're so damn dark and miserable. But he'll say something super silly, and he'll start laughing. And I just laugh at the fact that he's laughing, you know. And he's like, oh, I can't help it, y'all. I'm silly, you know. And he's got joy. And I'm sure his therapy has helped him reach the point where he could actually feel joy. So that's pretty awesome. He is silly, which is cool. He is a real estate agent. He does very well doing that. And he does YouTube as well. Makes a lot of videos and teaches about narcissism. But this individual that was basically trying to kill people is basically has the symptomology of sociopathic tendencies, in addition to narcissism, to want people to die and to take joy in watching them dying. Yeah, that's a bit much. That's a bit much. So yeah, this guy, in case you wanted to look him up, is Karim, Karim, ZakikhanI. So, Zakikhani. Let me see something here. Let me try something. Well, go. Go. I don't know why. I don't know how to do it on here. Hold on. Sorry, guys. I don't know why it's not letting me research this, but for some reason it isn't. Oh wait, I got it. So apparently this was in Houston. Houston, Texas. Now, he was, charged for infecting his girlfriend, but what about all the other women that he did that to? You know what I'm saying? What about everybody else that he caused that to happen? just taking it sweet old time. This is his picture. Well, if I can get it to... Sarita Anderson is the ex-girlfriend. Here is his picture. Y'all can see that. Pardon the arrow in the front. Yeah, he lied and said that he was HIV negative. She met him when he was 2000. She met him in 2013, and he had been diagnosed in 2008. And which is weird because he didn't have any symptoms. He wasn't getting sicker and sicker and sicker. He had gone to the clinic because Sarita found out about this. He had gone to the clinic, you know, not long after he got diagnosed, and he received medication, and then he just stopped taking his medication, and he stopped going to the clinic. And she also found out she was pregnant. Fortunately, her son was born HIV negative. And what else? She is now undetectable. And she said that once you're undetectable, there's just so little of the virus in your system that your chances of spreading it to other people is almost zero. So yeah, she's been undetectable for some time now, and she's doing very well. So ladies, be careful, and be careful. Okay? All right, much love. You guys take care.